Come on, Glenn.
Right, here we are, guys.
Good morning.
Monday, 2 weeks before the
Melbourne Cup.
Yeah.
And we're here. It's the RANT.
It's the RANT, here we are, and a little bit flat. The weather's made me a bit flat, boys. It's grey and miserable. Warm, though.
What do you think of the Caulfield Cup, Glenn?
Boring.
Gee, how much did he get fined for that 50-metre salute?
I don't know. Do anyone know? No, I don't know.
What stand?
It was, I think it's the longest one I've seen.
The horse was 5 in front, wasn't it? You ever seen
Wow. Like, is that the same horse that raced in Sydney that D. Oliver just, got lost on in the Oaks? Is that the same horse?
Any bookies in Melbourne got any money left? Like, how many favourites win?
Yeah.
A lot of favourites win in every.
And I bet you the favourites such as It's Somewhat, which looked a very poor ride from Huey. I bet you that was hard to lay.
Yeah. Anyway, it's
Well,
just,
and Bamborough was sort of well back too, wasn't it?
it's just every week at this time of year in Melbourne, it was just like 20s, 15s, 10s. Oh my God, a 7 to 1 chance. One of the bookies have been chopped out. They're just getting stripped. Not that I do care. I don't want bookies to get
I
stripped.
think everybody's caught onto the Sydney horses going real well at this time of the year down there. So
Yeah.
the market's definitely adjusting.
Punters are absolutely on top for sure. Anyway, poor old books. There you go. Yeah, was it the same horse? It just pissed in.
Absolutely walked in. Well, look, I did see it when a Caulfield 2 starts back, and I thought, well, here's a 4-year-old mare that's in form. You know how deadly they are in the Caulfield Cup?
Deadly.
And then she's, of course, run second to Hartnell, big gap to Brandon's horse, Tally. But the thing that just stopped me was Nick Hall.
What do you mean?
I've got no opinion of him.
Oh, he can ride, man.
Okay.
He can really go. He's a willing boy.
He had to struggle to get to the weight too, didn't he? 52.
Always a good sign, when they waste. Oh, remember Huey on Winks.
Yeah.
Oh, what a tip that was.
Oh, but how good is all that form around Winks and Hartnell as well? Just wherever it goes, just keeps on winning.
Wins.
Yeah.
Okay, so, well, look, we've got the Cox Plate this week, Glenn. Hartnell v Winks.
Who are we tipping early on? I think they're 210, 280 at the moment.
Right, is there something else, is it?
I suppose it's the rest of them, yeah.
No, that's the 20% on top of the 100 is the rest of it.
What are you saying? If you took the 210 and 280, wouldn't be that bad about? I'm going to tip hard only because everyone knows I hate Winks, but...
He's just desperate for Winks to get beat.
Oh, shit. What are you tipping?
Winks. Just gets the job done.
Oh, no. Hartnell's actually had the better lead-up. He's had the Turnbull, whereas Winks has had that
Jiggy
whatever that was. That barrier trial, that exhibition gallop, sorry.
I think that's the key to it. That's what I thought too. Winston's had a jiggy job against. Who to beat?
It's just
Blackheart
the
Bart,
winner.
beat a good horse.
It's the winner, isn't it? Like it's got ticket.
Even Billion?
Okay.
Right,
I haven't even tallied.
that segues into our even billion bet off Saturday, and Caribbean Concert failed to pass a run.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I didn't
So-
have my numbers anywhere. It looked
At that stage, well, we'll talk about the highway race to begin with, because Randwick was, Gord was calling the inside a highway, which I have to disagree with. And your horse was on that highway that you were talking about, Gord.
Yeah, but it didn't get a run at the right time. And then I think maybe first up after 476 days lacked a bit of stamina late. I won't be knocking it.
Can I say that is one of the better... Well, I said that Handwritten was the best highway we'd seen. That's probably the best highway we've seen. Certainly, we're used to getting the highway times, in a different league to the rest of the day, and that wasn't the case on Saturday.
Look, Eckstein and Pumpkin Pie aren't highway horses. They're proper city horses.
What did you think of Pumpkin Pie, Glenn? I thought it presented and then...
Well, for starters, I attempted a good thing on the Friday previous show or whatever. Like, I really liked it, big deal. But it was $3.80.
Yeah.
Like, how do they take $2.32? What's happening with gambling? Is everyone just goes, well, this one will win, I'll just take this price. Oh, no, I'll take that price. It comes a point, like...
Well, they went to take $1.90 Kate's Pearl yesterday. It's like they settle on a horse and everybody needs to get on.
Isn't that shouldn't there be some sort of chance here for people playing bookie?
That's the hope for bookies, isn't it?
Well,
That's the
everyone
hope.
can be a bookie with a fair.
Yeah.
You can lay pumpkin pie at $2.32. Like, even if you've backed it, don't you want to lay it?
At that price,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, by that rationale too, you're probably laying Egyptian symbol, and it gets the cash, so you don't do your money there.
Yeah, but it's-
Are you
some-
backing and
some of them
crunching
will
back,
win.
or are you just going to lay these favourites?
Well, Spieth was
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying there is a point at that you think, I like this, I like this, I like this. I don't like this price. I'm gonna like it.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm saying Egyptian symbol got the price, didn't it?
Good, some of them have to win. It's okay.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
I know. But the guys that are making money are those that just don't care. They just keep on betting, don't they? So
Yeah,
that's
but
what I'm saying.
it's
This is a
like
weird
they
sort of
come a
setup.
cropper as well. It's,
Yeah.
it's the game.
You got to choose the right time to do it, the right horse to do it on.
I just don't know how that can be $3.80 and you take $2.30 in any marketplace.
Yeah.
It'd be different if it was an unraced maiden and they'd hidden away and you know it's a tens on chance. I'm not saying it then, but Pumpkin Pie's pretty exposed.
Yeah.
Egyptian Symbol's a pretty exposed type horse, but I agree it got in real short and they did the job. So you,
Yeah.
I don't know what. This is what I'm so confused.
Bezel, short.
Who?
Bazille, Bezel.
That's it. And I had to win.
Who? Bezel. Bezel.
Isn't it
Bezel.
better
Bezel. 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 Yes, look at Tim Clark.
They
He's,
made it millimetre perfect
he
to win
wrote-
by a millimetre.
Yeah. Well, but you said it was no good. It was your lay of the day.
It wasn't, and it fucking
Right?
went to my balls.
Okay, so it won. But what are you repricing it at?
Well, it's got to be 5
5
to
to
2.
2.
It's got to be 5 to 2.
5 to 2, and it was always 5 to 4. So that's legitimate.
I thought it was a decent win.
It was, yeah, better horse than I thought. But like, for fuck's sake, does every horse have to be ridden perfect to win by a millimetre to send me cuckoo?
Yeah.
It's not fair.
You just got to forget. You just got to realise that it doesn't always happen. It's obvious when it happens. You remember it when it happens.
No, it happens a lot.
So in race 1, we had the Madame Moustache rallying back to beat the unraced Freedman horse. A lot of scope for improvement. The Freedman horse.
My word, definitely stand up mounting our best horse of the race with improvement, and not surprised to get so close. Good fella blew it at the start, so we all did that the first one. Might have to forget about good fella till there's a bit of a spell, comes back as an older horse. When I mean older, I mean 6 months from now.
My point being, if you were training Darhead, if you were the racehorse trainer that you so desperately want to be,
I want to be a
how
racehorse trainer without
would
working.
you prepare that sort of horse? Are you happy to sort of under-prepare it like that? Is that the way to go with the future?
I think that is the way to go with the future in mind. I mean, it's all about education. They're expensive yearlings. You've got to look after them. Plenty of conditioning. Michael Freedman seems to train a lot of his horses this way. I haven't got my head around him yet. I don't know if he's I don't know what sort of trainer he
There's
is.
definitely a play in running there, wasn't there? I mean, knowing that Darhat wasn't 100% fit, it would have been matched at $1.01, I'm assuming. On
Well, not
Betfair.
$1.01.
No, but
$1.10.
$1.20 probably.
You reckon?
Not $1.01.
You had that horse so covered on the inside.
Yeah,
you know?
unfortunately, I backed one in the late one, so
My point being that all he has to do is give it a 900-metre trial, and it shits that racing.
Yeah.
That's all he has to do. It's a $100,000 race.
I agree with everything you said there. 900-metre trial, that horse just wins by 2 lengths.
Yep.
Just, yeah.
Madame Moustache has had a 900-metre trial. It's had a 1,000-metre run on the course and distance,
Yeah.
and
There's Kathy punching away.
there it is.
Whoever other seen it was Josh. Josh, do you ever do me a favour?
Yeah, well, I was on Josh Payne in the last yesterday as well,
So was I.
and it's another case of looking like a winner and not finding. You've mentioned Goodfellow. There's probably no need to talk about the two-year-old race any further.
we have to talk about Fabrizio?
Well, do we have to talk about it?
Leader back in grade.
I've got some mail for you out there, punters. Torgerson is barred for absolute life, unless it's well into double figure odds, because it's a real bookies horse. Isn't it?
Well, you remember tipping a similar horse to that? Was it So Willie or something? In one of those jiggy jog type of small fieldish races, they're just the wrong horses for those races.
Yeah.
They're just, you think, oh well, this is its day because it's
there's
parading well.
You think there's some meat there, and there's not.
Well, they're chinky horses that need race configuration to look after them. That race configuration is totally suiting the leader and totally unsuiting the danger, and we're just failing to perceive that strongly enough.
It's torch to watch.
What about Fabrizio? What did it look like? Got
It's a
another
plain.
runner?
It's plain. Like I'd say it has. It's a plain type, but it's what it is. It gets on the bunny, controls the pace, builds tempo, gets away with business.
Yeah. Well, that's its third run at a mile, so it has to go up a distance now.
It's got to go to 2,000 for sure.
We've pretty much covered the 3-year-olds. We've talked about the highway. So just on finishing the highway there, Glenn, pumpkin pie. What do you want to do with it next start?
Well, I want to say parade, but I'm leaning towards I don't want to be on it. I'm leaning towards it, but it's come out and run a pretty good race again.
And Gord's horse, where is it got how did it look?
Buttery night, or ordinary, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Ordinary race. Yeah. On its toes, clippy cloppy, doing a little dance. I don't like when horses do dance. I don't like to talk too much about when they dance.
Yes, we're just managing to chisel it out, prize it out of the Glen Star.
Well, it's no good. It's no good. You don't want to see them. You don't want to see Prancer and Dancer. You want to see Walker and Talker without talking, because that's Mr. Ed.
Look, then we finally saw a real race, which gave you the thought that, this game works.
Yeah, I understand that.
Where Invincible was completely unwanted and just reels them in.
Reels them in, and I think we said on the previous show we liked it a lot because there was the time off.
Well, I have to say that you and Gord were in the van for Invincible. I was a late comer, but marked at 5 to 2. And what did it get out to on the fair?
760 something.
It had Walleritis, Betfairitis.
It had Walleritis, and if you told me Moa was going to pay fixed odds $4.80 a place, like pay 1-2, but like fixed odds $4.80, I would have said you're mad. And
I would have laid it.
at $4.80.
I'm thinking it's got to sit outside Bull Rush. How's that any good to it?
Well, that's what the marketplace thought. It was $14 in the fair as they jumped. Like I thought there was just two hopes, really.
You were so right.
A racer got right.
You were so right.
Big deal.
Yeah, but and Magicus Glen, Jay Collett seemed to find the wrong spot.
He did horse parading well. Horse going pretty well. Another funny horse. He's like a mini Torgerson, Magicus.
And what the fuck were they taking $6 man of his word for?
What was that all about?
Just
What'd you mark at 25s?
50s?
I marked at 25s, yeah. Yeah, I'll put 25s next to it. I was fighting
I
two.
suppose when
it's run fourth, but it's just
blows.
come home on the tail of Invincible. It's run past Magicus, who wasn't getting a run, Bull Rush, who quit.
And Powerline not there. Well done to Richard Freeman there, race from the mounting yard. He said that he was prepared to risk Powerline in this race.
Oh, okay.
And I screamed out,
That's a horror lay, that one.
I screamed out, it is fucking 80 to 1. But he got it right, he got it beat, so well done there, Rich.
Then he walked round to the other side too, so he was there doing.
It is tough business listening to people in racing administration and tipping and everything. I mean,
Well, they say something nice about every horse.
It's just torture.
So what's the point? It's like the old, remember the paper, the guide, and it'd always say a nice comment at the end, like, has a chance.
Yeah, it'll
place
find
chance.
some way to
Be
it's
positive.
it's still got to be included.
Yeah. Like
Just,
people own it and train it.
Or
so
how
it's
do you
gotta be
knock a
nice.
win? Sort of that
Yeah.
business. Look, people, in this game, we're all looking for an opinion that you actually trade on. You can't trade on those opinions
No,
because they're not. They're just fluff.
Yeah, they are fine.
So the staying race,
Oh,
and I
there
must
we
say, Cape Crusader. I'm not sure what happened to him. What would have happened had he not won this?
Well, what do you mean? He would have run down.
Well, it's interesting how fashionable he was.
He was very
going
good.
to 2,400. It was one of those weird gay horses that you're dismissing, or I was dismissing, and then you get into the betting, and suddenly you find a host of fans for him.
Well,
I think by this
go-
stage, just the leading factor.
Yeah, I think Bull Rush
But
and
we've
Cape
just seen
Crusader.
Invincible come like blouse them.
Yeah, but that's one race, and there could be an argument made that Invincible is just clearly better than the rest of those. in
And
the
there also
race.
could be an argument that we thought Bull Rush was completely exposed and found and gone.
Yeah, on its way out. And Gord
On
made
its
that.
way out.
Gord made that point. Glenn made that point, and they were right again. So look, you have to say that race 5 was the crowning glory of the Glenster Gordmobile. It was like there's nothing you got wrong about that race.
Yeah, well, you're supposed to get some races right. Just say. So
Well, fortunately, I got the staying race right. I made Danube my best bet of the day,
That just
You did
shows
too.
you.
and didn't
And-
stick his neck out.
$6.50
Yeah.
they bet. And
Well,
didn't
he
stick
was
his-
just like, I understand that Ronnie was very keen on sense of occasion, fair enough. Allegria was pooey. Rings definitely
And,
onto her, aren't they?
Yes, and Murphy's Delight run the sort of race I thought on the previous show. I thought he'd be well found. I thought he was solid and did a good job getting up. We're talking about stays down, getting like Gord says 7:33.
I didn't see. Have you heard the report on Cape Crusader?
He went off to the vet to see if it worked out. It wasn't obvious.
No, because I watched the replay a couple of times looking for, when the action just dramatically
Kathy got
changed.
tired.
I thought the same thing. Kathy wanted to get tired.
She got tired at the 800 metre mark. It's like, because Amex started to make his run, and I think she was thinking, oh God, really? Do I?
That's what I thought she was thinking.
Anyway, a big hello to Kathy there. Look, the race of the day, in my opinion, apart from the gala that was the last, was the Sprite. Why didn't she go like a rocket?
Yeah.
Mira for win, like Mira for breakthrough in two.
Right? I suggested
Won
Sprite.
both its trials.
I didn't tip Sprite. I said, what about Sprite? Which some people will call tipping, but I wasn't tipping it. On the Friday show,
Yeah.
Gord said shitbags went no good on Thursday at Gosford.
Yeah.
What did you say, Gord? Glenn? Just,
I just thought I was more in Gord's corner there. I thought the same thing.
I
thought it was a
would
shit
have been
race.
with Sprite if Non-Peril had done a good job at Gosford on Thursday. But,
I backed non-Peru.
yeah, look, it was disappointing. But then I suppose in times of all won, but it only just
Did
won.
anyone find the last
Wednesday,
favourite I backed that ever won?
did you back on for real?
I backed non-Peru. I backed Snipes yesterday.
What was it?
Like,
Mate,
we need-
Keen out of the barriers, whipping it out of the barriers.
Wasn't
See
all that.
that? Well, it seemed very strange to me.
So we need to set up a new product.
Gary Clark, if he sees me back a favourite, he just goes, and just fills the bag up. I'm just like the worst with favourites ever.
I know, you're so tortured by favourites, aren't you? Like
I'm like
you
none
can't
for
bear to back a favourite,
none for a million.
and then you force yourself to back a favourite. It's like you
No,
go,
because so many favourites win, and everyone goes, "Oh, Glenn, you listen, you don't back enough favourites." I go, "Yeah, I know, I don't. Okay, I'll back this one." Oh, you wouldn't believe what happened to this one.
But what about recognising that it's just an area of the market that is that you're no good at? Like I'm no good at that
I am
as well.
recognising
You
it.
know, if I back even money shots, so I'm lucky because I only expect to take out 1,000, so I'm only having a buck here.
But the worst thing is, I can take $1.80 a place all day, and it'll just zot, second,
They're
third,
different, but you need
zot,
three
third.
options. You need three options.
Yeah, I'm good at that.
Yeah.
But I take $1.80 a win.
Yeah.
But it's just awful for me.
Okay, so just don't do it.
Well, I try not to, and then
But this is what we were talking about on
Yeah,
last week, wasn't it?
it is.
Deciding which
When to
things
play,
are profitable for you and whether you play or not. So.
fucking favourites, I hate them.
So this was a very fast run race, this 3-year-old race. It looks a seminal race. I want to back Foxtails next time I see it go around, I tell you. El Divino, no future, gone.
We said
Winks'
gone,
little brother.
we said gone on the previous show.
Yeah.
Just
You did,
exposed,
you
1400
did,
back
you
to
did,
12.
you did.
Just finished.
Guard of Honour looked.
It was an afterthought, and you said that. It's gone.
It's Cardamom on a 1,000-metre horse.
Is Guard of Honour any good?
Look, he did survive. He was the closest to the finish of the horses that were in the van.
But he was one out, one back, wasn't he?
Yeah, I know. Look, he you know, I suppose he and Suspenders finished where they were supposed to finish.
Star of Monsoon, that was a good
the,
little find.
The talking point of the race is Suchez late on the fair.
Yeah.
640, 620, 640, 620, 640, 620, $11.
Well, there's nothing like being able to lay a loser, is there?
Well, how the fuck? It's just like Bedford.
Okay, we see that from time to time. Somebody has great insight, and they display their insight at the 2-minute mark.
It's $11.
I don't know, but do they shit in their own nest? Is it a poor play in the sense that it's all too obvious and all the backers could get completely scared off?
See, I'm saying delaying it at the $6, $7, $8 mark with a little bit of information is good work. I reckon laying it at the 11 or 12s, well, you'll lose in the end. You know what I mean? They get too aggressive pushing these things out, chasing the market.
You've scared off all the mugs,
Yeah.
muggish players like me or whoever, and then the only competitors you're going to take on at that point are
You
sharp
guys
players.
going, okay, now it's value. Yeah.
Gibson symbol.
Oh, look, I was particularly upset about this race because, okay, this is a Group 3 race for mares, so it's worth a lot to all these participants, and yet it wasn't a race, right? They've gone out 33-2 in the race before. They've gone out 36-3 in this race.
Wow.
right? That's 3 seconds difference for the first 600 metres.
That's 18 lengths.
Paul King, I think this is the worst ride you have ever ridden. You have jumped out, you can assume the lead, and you restrain so that you can box seat. And tell me how box seating is any good in a walking race.
Yeah. He definitely had the option to lead.
He kept restraining, and it's one of the reasons why wide draws are golden on almost any occasion.
Well,
because
he could have decided to lead, then barrier 1 wouldn't have been a problem.
yeah, but that's the thing. They won't do it.
The horse I
They
took
won't
to the
do
race,
it.
which was run 10th for 2, it wasn't too bad a run.
Oh, look, it was given no chance. It was given no. Okay, so it needs the race to be configured.
It needs race on.
Like, I realised there wasn't a lot of speed in this race, so I suppose buyer beware under those circumstances. But gosh, it's annoying. It is so irritating.
Anyway.
So, you know, you-ha, yee-ha, Egyptian symbol, blah, blah, blah. Jay Collett just took the race by the scruff of the neck by just moseying up outside the lead. And Artistry, who was heavily backed, just worked its way into the race from its wide draw. And you saw Kimberly Star and One More Zeta, they're both on those lines where they can run their own race.
Yeah.
Anything else that was cluttered up had no hope.
So Slightly Sweet's done quite a good job.
Well, the trouble is, there's no form there. So, I mean, it's a bit like saying, my example from yesterday, it's a bit like saying, wow, shitbags in the last, the favourite Steve again?
No, yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday.
Chicago stop.
yes.
Chicago stop. What a great run it was coming from back in the field at Wyong in a slowly run race. The figures are so bad that it doesn't mean anything. Like, slow time is a slow time is a slow time is a slow time. Doesn't make you run well next time. The last, they came out of trees to back Spieth, they just kept backing it. I wanted to lay out, and I was very happy with myself when J4 just panicked like the bejesus out of the gates. But somehow, I suppose it's a good horse, so it just kept presenting itself with openings to get off the fence at the right time, and there it was. It just, like, the race was all over at the 350 metre mark.
I think that was a very impressive win.
Well, the horse is a very impressive horse.
It's nice.
And
It's a horse of all.
and you know, I get cane for laying J forward from gate 2. I think that's a good play, laying J forward from gate 2. But the horse did all the work.
The horse pulled himself to victory.
It did. It did.
Yeah, it was an interesting card. We got not many interesting cards these days because we've got so many race meetings in such small fields. Like when you think back to the last few days, how was it? How was I at Gosford on Thursday, Scone race Friday, Newcastle race Saturday, and Wyoming yesterday, and no one did small fields.
5 provincial meetings in 8 days. 5 provincial meetings.
It's just not
in 8
the
days.
stop.
Right, but they have 5 provincial meetings in 8 days every second week of October.
Well, they're taking advantage of the spring market. They reckon this is their chance to get a few more people.
No, they're not doing that at all. Like, it happened whenever it happened. Maybe that was the idea.
Yeah.
And Racing New South Wales go, we need to do the program this year. What did we do last year? There it is. Or what did we do the year before? It's like, it's cast in stone, carved in stone.
Come on, Racing New South Wales. Get someone half an idea, half a brain in there to help us.
They don't care, Glenn. They don't care. The tab says, we want 250 meetings of product from Metro and Provincial. Right, that's your brief. A year ago, they managed to shuffle 8 Metro meetings to the Provincials. That was the best they could do. But they still had to show you, they still had to give you 250 meetings.
I don't mind the tab one
Okay.
250 metres, but if we haven't got the horses for it.
We need someone with spunk in Racing New South Wales to go, listen, Tab, we need to negotiate a new deal for the betterment of racing.
I don't mind betting in 5 horse races. Doesn't
Yeah, well,
bother me.
I
It's
know,
still
I
only
know,
bet,
but okay.
you know?
But good.
You really like a 5-horse race?
It doesn't bother me.
But don't you
Is
get like...
it either
don't you
something
get-
of value
doesn't-
that I want to back or not?
But don't you get lick your lips when you see in Melbourne's got 16-horse races all the time?
No, probably not, because I'm betting in the short
Yeah,
end of the market.
Yeah,
See,
Cordo's penning those races.
too much
Too
work.
hard,
Too
too
much
hard.
work.
Anyway,
But don't you want the game to be as hard as it can be? It's like, for example, let's say you're a fully blown pro surfer. Don't you want it to be like 10 foot barreling?
Well, I
So that
suppose
means-
it depends on whether I'm Brazilian or Hawaiian Australian. See, if I'm Brazilian, I've been surfing beach breaks all the time, little sloppy surf, I've got a better chance to win. So it's more about winning than it is about
I just thought we always wanted to be like as big a Rubik's Cube as it can be, and if we get 5
Have
horse
you ever been able to do Rubik's Cube?
No, I can't do it.
I can't do it.
No, I can't do it. And it really shits me people who can.
I hear you can Google, like, you can find a cheat, like, do this, do that. So I'll have to.
The ultimate cheat was removing
Oh, the stickers. Yeah.
Anyway, I used to be able to do it, no problem. Like, I'm trying to remember, and it's just beyond me.
Well, at the break, tell me the technique, because I've been such
I
a
can't
good.
remember the
It's on my bucket list.
My son can do it.
Oh, really?
Oh, Dean can do them really easy. He can do them like under 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he can do it. He can do it. He's got a video, like, cause funny kid. He's got a video of him doing it while dancing and singing to Ice Ice Baby.
Oh, really?
So he keeps singing the high, and he can get it finished. So that's over 2 minutes.
Yeah,
But he sings the whole song and does it.
Yeah.
That's a good effort.
Wow, we're used to hearing about Miss Bondi, but Dean's just had a starring appearance on the show.
He's a good man too.
Good work.
Anyway, it's part one.